Hey everyone, and welcome. For centuries, artists have been obsessed with capturing the female form on canvas. And in doing so, they've created some of the most famous, valuable, and just plain powerful portraits in all of history. So today, we're going to take a journey through time to explore these immortal women of art and figure out what really gives them their staying power. Let's dive in.
But what is it, right? What's the secret sauce that takes a painting from just a picture of someone to an immortal masterpiece? Is it scandal, mystery? Is it pure beauty, or something else entirely? That's the big question we're going to explore.
And we're going to be covering a lot of ground. Over 500 years of art history, actually. We'll start in the Renaissance, swing through the Dutch Golden Age, witness a major modern scandal, and we'll end with this really powerful look inward. So, let's get to it.
Okay, so first up, we are talking all about pushing the envelope. We're looking at two artists separated by centuries who basically challenged the very idea of what was okay to put on a canvas.
Let's kick things off way back around 1485 with Sandro Botticelli's iconic Birth of Venus. Today, we look at this and just see the height of Renaissance beauty, right? But back then, this was a seriously radical and controversial piece of art.
It's kind of hard to overstate just how shocking this painting was. We're talking about an era that was super religious, and here's a painting of a nude goddess, which was seen as basically promoting sin. On top of that, Botticelli used canvas instead of wood panels, which was considered, a cheaper, less serious material. And yet, the powerful Medici family commissioned it as a symbol of love, specifically to hang over a marriage bed. This painting was a bold statement on every single level.
Okay, let's fast forward over 300 years to an artist who took controversy to a whole new level. This is Francisco Goya's The Nude Maja. And let me tell you, this painting didn't just challenge conventions, it stared them right in the face. This piece caused an absolute scandal. For starters, it's believed to be the first major Western painting to actually depict pubic hair, a stunning break from all those idealized, flawless nudes. But the thing that really made it scandalous was her gaze. See, she's not some passive goddess. She is looking directly at you, the viewer, with this bold, almost promiscuous confidence. It was so audacious that Goya was actually questioned by the Spanish Inquisition, partly because of this very work.
So, from a gaze that was meant to scandalize, we're now shifting to a gaze that's all about mystery. This section is all about two of the most famous portraits in the world, and they're famous not for shocking people, but for pulling them into this incredible, unsolvable puzzle.
And of course, you can't talk about mysterious gazes without talking about the Mona Lisa. It is, without a doubt, the most famous painting in the world. It's funny? What always surprises people is just how small it is in person, only about 30 by 21 inches.
But its influence is absolutely massive. Da Vinci literally set a new standard for portraits just by having her turn towards the viewer. That was a huge break from the standard side profile pose in Italian art. For centuries, nobody even knew who she was, though a note found back in 2005 strongly suggests she was a woman named Lisa del Giocondo. And if you want a perfect illustration of her fame, well, today she sits behind bulletproof glass in the Louvre, an icon.
And that brings us to what many people call the Mona Lisa of the North. Painted around 1665 by Johannes Vermeer, this piece has that same kind of mysterious intimacy that has just captivated people for generations. But here's the thing, and this is a really key difference. This isn't actually a portrait. It's what's known as a tronie. That's a Dutch term for a painting of a character type. So, Vermeer wasn't trying to capture a specific person's likeness. He was trying to capture a fleeting expression, a study of light, and just pure emotion.
So when you put them side by side, you see two very different kinds of mystery. The Mona Lisa, that was a commissioned portrait of a real person, and her gaze feels kind of distant and all-knowing. The girl with a pearl earring, though, is a character study of a totally unknown model, and her gaze feels so incredibly intimate and immediate, almost like she just turned around to look right at us.
All right, for our next section, the mystery kind of moves from what's on the canvas to what was happening in the studio. Here, the story behind the painting is just as crucial as the image itself. These are masterpieces defined by the intense, personal connection between the artist and his muse.
First up, we have this absolutely breathtaking Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer I by Gustav Klimt from 1907. This is really the crown jewel of his famous golden phase, just an incredible work of opulence and symbolism.
And wow, the story behind this painting is just as rich as its golden surface. Klimt used actual gold and silver leaf mixed in with his oil paints to get this dazzling effect. The relationship here was
complicated. The portrait was commissioned by Adele's wealthy husband, but it was an open secret that she was also Klimt's mistress. And this masterpiece is a survivor, too. It was stolen by the Nazis in 1941 before being famously recovered decades later.
And just to give you a sense of what this painting is worth, get ready for this. In 2006, it was bought for a staggering $135 million. That's a true testament to its cultural importance and the power of its story.
Now let's jump to a completely different kind of artist-muse relationship with Pablo Picasso's portrait of Dora Maar. In this case, the connection wasn't just romantic. It was this fiery, intellectual, and deeply artistic partnership.
You can see Picasso's signature surrealist style here, right? He's showing her face from the front and from the side at the exact same time, capturing her complexity. But what's really key is that Dora Maar was an accomplished artist and photographer herself. They constantly inspired and challenged each other. And that's what makes this portrait so powerful. It's not Picasso painting some passive muse, it's a portrait of an equal, capturing her assertive confidence.
Okay, for our final section, we are flipping the script entirely. After centuries of men painting women, we're now going to look at a female artist who turned the brush on herself, using the canvas to paint not just what she looked like, but her own reality. And who better to talk about that than the incredible Frida Kahlo? This is her self-portrait with thorn necklace and hummingbird from 1940. Kahlo was an absolute master of the self-portrait. She painted 55 of them in her lifetime, and every single one is a raw, unflinching window into her soul. This piece is just packed with deeply personal symbolism, painted right after her very painful divorce from Diego Rivera. That thorn necklace is digging into her skin, a direct nod to Christian imagery of suffering. The dead hummingbird, usually a symbol of good luck in Mexican folklore, hangs lifeless and black on her chest. But here's the beautiful part. It's not a portrait of defeat. In Mexican culture, both of those symbols are also tied to resurrection. So right in the middle of all that pain, Kahlo is painting her own profound resilience.
And that brings us to our final thought. From Venus to the Mona Lisa to Adele Bloch-Bauer, we've seen women immortalized through the eyes of others. But Frida Kahlo, she reclaims that gaze completely. So I'll just leave you with this question. After centuries of being the subject, what truly changes when the woman is the one holding the brush?